Well, g'day. You're Ilana.
And you're Sean.
And we are the Downunder Cruisers. How are we today, folks?
Good afternoon.
Well, some good news and some bad news. Let's go with the good news. The good news is today's unscripted. The bad news is today's unscripted.
See how we go.
So, first of all, saying hello to a couple of people in the chat. And first one today in the box was Puppy the Cat, ready for brunch. Welcome aboard. Also, Ilana Cantor. Hi there, Ilana. How are you?
Hello.
It's been at least a week since we've seen you.
Well, or heard from you.
Yeah, that's true.
And we can't wait to actually see you in the flesh. Hopefully, could be next week.
Well, let's wait until tomorrow, see what happens.
Pizza night's booked.
Yep, sure is. Larry, hi there.
Hey,
welcome
Larry.
Aboard, Larry. Nice to see you. Even if you are still learning how to have that Tim Tam Slam. Yeah, he's getting down that path. Okay, so we've got us and more in there as well. Welcome aboard, guys.
Hello.
Yes, well,
You've already spent
we've spent time with you already. Cheryl, hello, Cheryl. Welcome. The date threw you off. Okay. I will explain the date a little bit further up as to the changes and so forth.
It's the time.
Yep, the times. Who else have we got in there? Tyler.
Hey,
welcome
Tyler.
Aboard, Tyler. Nice to see you. It's been at least 35 seconds since I last saw you. I hope you've been.
I haven't seen Tyler.
Yes,
well, I have from a distance.
From a distance.
I have been watching the sun.
Okay,
Please don't sing.
Shows how much
it's almost enough to put me off my coffee, but not quite.
Well, then I'll have to have my coffee too, right?
You will.
Oh, well, it is what it is.
Our poison.
Mm-hmm.
Considering Puppy will be coming to that and telling you what we're sitting in front of.
Yes, we'll be coming to that. It's a very nice. It's a very nice.
It's very nice.
It's very nice.
It's very nice.
Very nice. Okay. So, how's your week been?
Oh, we've had a very busy week, haven't we? But it's been a very strange week because yesterday was Friday for us, was a public holiday.
Oh my God, for a football game.
For a football game, which we're actually not even having here in Melbourne for the first time pretty much ever. Melbourne is the home of Australian rules football. So we always have the grand final, which is sort of like your Super Bowl, here. And we've got two Melbourne teams playing. But because of Mumbo number 19, it's up in Brisbane today, this evening. And first time for a night match as well.
First time for a night match.
Thunder and lightning is predicted because the Queensland is tropical. It's going to be really, really interesting. So it's been very strange having a public holiday for something that we don't actually celebrate right this year. And then we've got a public holiday the following week because of a horse race.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not open to the public this year.
No.
Because of Mumbo.
Because of Mumbo.
Bizarre.
Actually, we had a bit of controversy over that. Oh, sorry. Yes. Controversy. The controversial part was that the government had said that because we've got our major horse race, the owners could attend that horse race. Well, that threw out a bit of a challenge because currently we're under lockdown and at the moment numbers higher than 10, I think it is, out in the open is actually banned. So how could you have 500 people come and look at a horse race?
Yes, so it's a big hoo-ha.
Such is life.
So they decided, that's not a good idea, upsetting the public.
Yep.
They're already pretty upset. We've been in lockdown since at least three and a half months now.
That's right.
And we're still in lockdown, even after a bit of news last Sunday. So we're hoping, crossing fingers, tomorrow, because our numbers have come right down. It's interesting, actually, because Europe now, Manchester in England's now going back to restrictions.
Yeah,
London, I think London, Germany, I think, So because they've experiencing another wave of high numbers.
And we also saw Sarah and Glenn from Travel Tour Taste.
Yes.
They're
She's
stuck in Malta
at
right
moment.
now because of Mumbo number 19. So
their flights keep getting cancelled. So
yeah.
I hope they find a way home soon.
Yeah. Okay, so just to run into the chat very quickly, Tyler's busy saying hello to everybody.
Can I just say something? Tyler, I think you are really amazing. I am so surprised at your age and what you do. It's just so mature. I'm mind blown.
Ilana Cantor saying she's doing okay, looking at Disney Cruises for 2022,
right.
which is
awesome.
They've
been released, have they? Fantastic.
Well, maybe we should do a group cruise on a Disney. I don't know.
We'll see. She wants to go a little bit after our
does she now?
Group cruise plans because of
she doesn't like my after show.
No, well, I don't either.
Oh my God.
When you choose to wear it.
When I beg your pardon. Look who's popped in there. Cruising for food. Wanda, welcome, Wanda. Nice to see you again in channel.
We cruise for food too, don't we?
Yeah, we do. Oh, we've got Jenna's Patters here.
Hello,
welcome, Jenna's. Welcome aboard. Nice to see you. Let's see. Ilana was talking about her cruise again. Okay. Philip, how you going, buddy?
Extra work.
Yeah, sorry about that, mate. Sorry about that. And we're going to change again next week, I think, because of the US loses daylight saving on the 1st of November, and we want to keep within their time schedule.
Is that next week or the week after?
1st of November, I think, is next week. Or it could be the week after. It could be wrong.
Just got to Puppy made a comment about a show that she's been watching up here.
You've been watching called The Glitch.
Never. Do you know what, Puppy? We don't. It's obviously on Netflix. We don't get Netflix ourselves. We'd be glued to the TV 24 hours a day.
That's
which
true.
I almost am already without having any cable or streaming services. So I've never heard of it or seen it. I hope you're enjoying it.
Now go on. Tell everybody what you're fixated about.
Oh, Larry, you might like this. I have discovered, now I know that we love cruising, but I love just travel full stop. So I love flying as well, anywhere. And I have become addicted to a YouTube channel called Just Planes. And it is cockpit videos of pilots preparing for their flight and taking off and landing. And it is amazing, amazing, amazing. All different aircrafts, different destinations, and the amount of women pilots. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
especially in the Saudi, in the Arab states, the Gulf states.
That's actually quite
amazing.
A
few Aussie women amongst them too.
G'day, Blaine. How you doing, buddy? Welcome aboard.
Blaine,
nice
hello.
to see you. Blaine on time.
Oh, Larry does follow that channel. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Hey, Danny, Griswold family.
Where is he? Where is he? Oh, there we go. Hey, Danny, welcome aboard. Nice to see you. How's that young Langdon of yours? He's a good kid. I love watching you.
I'm
guys
sorry,
really.
but I stink at your trivia. I do try. I'm so bad.
Puppy the Cat says Glitch is an Australian television program which premiered on the 9th of July 2015 on the ABC.
Oh, okay. Maybe Ilana K might know of it. I don't know.
Better go back and have a look. We've got Cindy and Doug, the Spikers. How are we, guys? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Now, we've got a couple of people sitting there very patiently.
Oh, are we having guests today?
Yeah,
I don't know anything about what's going on today. I'm sorry?
Neither do I, so we're just going to wing it.
Oh, fine.
Let's bring the mob in.
Wing away.
Hey, mob.
Like
how are we doing?
T-shirt, Dwight.
What's going on? Oh, you like the shirt?
I'm talking to Alana right now.
Right, you're wearing one. Hey, Heather. Hi,
yeah. Okay, I wasn't wearing a shirt earlier. Now I'm wearing it.
Sight to behold.
Well, your shirt
trying to be like Papa Mozo. That's all.
Yes.
Your shirt earlier on was
needed ironing.
Yeah,
sorry.
was a bit invisible.
Sorry.
Was a bit invisible. Hey, Griswolds are saying Langdon and Adric are doing well. Thanks for asking. That's cool. Excellent. Hey, we just thought we might bring a bit of info to you guys about various foods and so forth. I mean, I know that some people are chomping at the bit. I mean, one particular person, Larry.
We had two very excited people over the past week who were at their supermarkets and discovered something.
Yeah, that's
over
right.
in North America.
Yeah.
That there were
Tim Tams.
Tim Tams available.
And
OMG.
and the best news was getting a reply from young Larry telling us about how well he was doing his Tim Tam Slam. Now that is awesome, right?
Good
and he
on-
actually did a better job than me, which
Good
is
on ya.
actually quite amazing.
Did you?
What
you
are-
didn't
what are
visit
Tim
in
Tams?
coffee, did you, Larry? Didn't drop in?
What are Tim Tams?
Yeah.
Do I? Where have you
Where
been?
have you been?
Where have you been?
America.
Yummy Bickies. Bickies.
Well, Larry's in Canada, so you know the Canadians get him too. This is Tim Tams.
and
Cookie?
because it's a hi Papa Mozo, good to see
Chocolate
you.
covered cookie, it looks like.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
2 cookies.
It's-
and
No,
one
no,
cookie.
not a cookie.
No, a biscuit.
Not a cookie.
It's a biscuit.
Yeah, it's kind of like
It's not a cookie. It's a biscuit.
It's a cookie.
okay.
It's a bicky.
It's a
Chocky bicky. A chocky bicky.
Do you know?
Biscuits are big and fluffy.
Okay, so
No, they're
you
not.
know,
It's
like,
muffins and cakes. What are you talking about?
What's going on YouTube?
like-
How we doing, Ruffy?
Hey, Ruffy.
But almost kind of like Can you remember those chocolate cake things that I got the other day?
Papa Mozo, hey Papa,
The
Tim
ones- the little
Tams.
ones? It's kind of like that, except for instead of it being like squishy, they're like wafers, so they're kind of hard. But
Is
that's
it?
what it's like.
Oh God,
Soft and
Dwight.
fluffy is a cake or a muffin.
We don't have stuff like that here.
Yeah, I know. It shows.
Yeah, well, it's been pretty miserable and sort of coldish outside, and it's a sporting weekend.
12
week.
degrees.
So we've got our little basket of Aussie, our little Aussie basket of food here.
Twisties.
Twisties, you know the twist. We've shown you that.
Actually,
We're not.
forget-
I'm not cherry ripe.
yeah.
What?
Are you serious?
Cherry ripe. We've got caramello koalas.
So you're gonna eat koala.
They are chocolate koalas, just like on the front there, and they're full of. you
So it's
bite
like
into their-
our chocolate rabbits that we eat for Easter.
full of caramel
Yeah.
inside, oozing out.
God.
I look at those Cadbury eggs.
No, we're Alani. No,
We've just been
we're-
told off.
No, the basket is staying as is.
Yes.
We're just showing you.
We're not opening one at all.
No. no.
Look at this.
Oh,
Look at this. Oh my
I
God.
know. I know,
Caramel.
Alani, we're not eating them.
Yeah, we're not. They're only there for looks.
We've just got the basket ready.
Yep.
Don't know what the showcase basket.
Look at Larry.
Cool. Yes. Larry.
Yeah, don't eat the koalas. Hashtag save the koalas.
Well, at least it's better than the squirrel.
Hashtag save the squirrels.
Us and more saying to Ilana Cantor, oh, I'm sorry, y'all can't leave. Well, your house. What? That's an in-house joke, must be. Should plan a trip this way. Well, that's what we've been trying to do.
Well,
Get them
that's-
to come with us.
Well, she is planning a trip your way.
I know. And like
I know.
2022. She should totally come.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it won't be with us.
Yeah.
I wish.
No,
Oh,
she's
Now I
in
get it. That's
December.
where the rest of the conversation was.
That's right. Correct.
It's supposed to be there last month.
Well,
Yep. Ah, Sarah and
Bob.
Bob.
Hello.
aren't you guys supposed to be packing?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're supposed to be packing. What are you doing?
Well, welcome
Obviously.
on board.
Well, they can pack and watch and listen at the same
Yeah.
time, I suppose.
Yeah,
Some of
but-
us can multitask, especially us females.
What? Multitask.
Finished
What
packing
is-
already.
What is this? What is this multitask that you speak of?
Yeah, I was
Well-
wondering about that.
just
No,
finished. What did you do? Just shove your drawers into a suitcase? You're like, okay.
Unless
Well-
Sarah did our trick.
Which
You
is
know,
what, pack a year.
We're packed already for the next cruise.
We're not
Hey,
joking,
Doug and
Sarah,
Nikki.
by the way. I pack pretty much as soon as I hear the word cruise or
Doug and-
holiday.
Doug and
Hey, Doug and
Nikki, good to see you again. Nice to have you on board. Okay, Papa. Sarah's getting a pre-flight bender starter, so
Oh,
I'm
well.
told. Oh, well, you never know. You never know. Stranger things could happen.
So they're all going to be very happy on the plane and going there. Actually, Mexico's not because of our geography. Mexico's not really a place that we've ever
No,
actually thought about.
no, it's not.
But I suppose it's very similar to us going to the South Pacific. Really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you call going to Mexico being overseas, by the way? Would you consider Mexico to be overseas?
I consider Mexico to be Mexico.
Yeah.
Because it's not actually overseas, but it's a foreign destination.
It's just another country.
I would consider going to anywhere like the UK or you guys would be overseas.
Well, we certainly are.
Here's Larry's comment. That's how he packs: open drawer, take out, and put in suitcase.
Just
Yeah,
want the
it's
whole
about,
drawer
yeah.
go in.
yeah, that's about what I do.
No, God, yeah, sure. No, if you're lucky, you've got how much space in your.
I was going to say, you just pack a fresh pair of underwear?
Q's,
That's
Sarah
all
said,
Marco needs.
yeah. Well, let's leave Papa Mozo out for a minute because we'll fix him up shortly.
And a Speedo. He'll need the Speedo for the Lido.
That's it. Sarah said had most of it done. I had to grab stuff out of the dryer and pack it, and then I had to do my backpack. Everything was out, just not in the suitcase.
Right.
Okay.
Still pretty organised.
Now, with regard to Papa Mozo, the best way to sort Papa Mozo out is
What are you sorting out?
just give him an extra pair of budgie smugglers and a hat, and he'll be right.
What did he say?
Please.
OMG, Dwight.
Wearing the window.
Can you translate for me?
You know what, Budgie? You should be speaking Aussie by now, Dwight.
I know, right?
He's really not keeping up.
Hey, I just got Macca's.
Well, there's a start. Ilana says the magic just walking down Main Street at MK and seeing the castle.
What's
Magic Kingdom.
Oh, God. not
Love
program.
happily ever after, the rides, the food, and us and more. Wait a minute.
Oh no, I think
at
asked
us
Lani
and
what
talking to
was her
yeah,
favourite.
okay.
What's her favourite?
She loves us, Sean. I know it's hard to believe.
You're right. I don't know why. I'm finding that really hard to believe.
Yeah, we've just officially been.
Hughes
rejected.
is saying hey to Jenna's Patters.
Let's see, Doug and Nikki have it right.
Shooey, yeah.
Yeah, good on you, Doug and Nikki.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Daniel Ricardo did one at the airport
Oh, did he?
recently. Yes, that's where it all began
Yeah, I didn't see that.
with him, Formula One driver, Aussie driver.
Yeah. Okay. Playing with an idea. And the idea is that we throw it open to the chat, get a couple of people to pop in, have a hello.
Just a moment. We haven't talked about what we're sitting.
What-
in front
oh, yeah, what
of
are we sitting
before
in front
do
of?
Anything else?
Yeah. Any ideas?
Can I just say, Doug and
It
Nikki?
looks like you're sitting in front of a bus.
Yay, good on you.
Yeah. He is. Looks like we're sitting in front of a.
Bus.
It's actually a
It's
tram.
a tram.
No, whatever.
But what's the building?
Ilana knows.
So I didn't see the power lines above it till just now.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
tram
streetcar.
A capital.
No,
It
we
is.
call that a tram. Speak English,
or a
please.
Rattler.
I am
Yeah,
speaking.
the new ones. And we are in front of, it's a very famous building in Melbourne. It's
Capital.
called Flinders Street Station. It's our main railway station.
It's the main railway station for internal travel. We do
They're
have a
just
railway
local.
station that deals with interstate travel, but this one deals specifically with internal.
And there's a row of clocks at the entrance. And back in the old days, you used to meet. You'd say, "We'll meet you under the clocks." You'd meet your friends there.
She calls you Shawnee.
Yep, she does.
I was laughing at that.
That's her affectionate name for me.
That's what your mum calls you.
Yep.
Someone else. I know.
Yep. Larry, we're going to talk about the group cruise shortly. We'll get into that shortly.
Well,
We'll tell you what we know, which is about the same as last week.
There's really no update at the moment, to be honest.
Okay.
Puppy.
Ilana Cantor, Tinkerbell flying at the end of Happily Ever After makes me cry every time.
Can I just say, I saw Frozen for the first time ever and loved it.
I felt a bit cold.
And I saw Hamilton for the first time ever.
I'm sorry.
That was very exciting.
Best play ever.
Who?
It was really great.
Who is this Hamilton you guys keep talking about?
It
He's
is a
the
fancy
founder
building.
of this great nation.
Puppy the Cat, that building there was built pretty much at the turn of the 1900th century. It was one of the original transport buildings that were built, and it shows the character. So, yep.
It is a beautiful building. It's a beautiful ballroom upstairs.
Can you put the name in the chat so that I can look it up?
Oh,
Yep,
right, I'll pop it in. Yep.
sure can. Ilana, you're saying to Ilana, I was so excited when I got to meet her. It was you were a big kid. You haven't grown up yet. You're still a big kid.
There you go, puppy.
Doug and Nikki, I love Hamilton. Me too.
Oh dear. Yes, but we've got a
So we are
fan
super
in the
fans.
house.
You don't even know. No. I'm like on, I don't even know, what, 2 million something that I've seen that movie?
I'm canceling Disney
No,
Plus.
no. Listen, I can literally, I can sing the whole entire movie for you. I can tell you everything about it.
Yeah, they could do the whole production as a one-woman show with every part,
Right?
word for word.
I sing it in my just daily life. It just, I'll be doing dishes and be like, Alexander Hamilton.
G'day, Nick. Welcome aboard.
Hi,
Nice
Nick.
to see you on board again. I think you'll find Tyler in here as well. So awesome. Nice to have you on board.
Good to see you.
All right. So
Jack and Nikki, I want to ask, have you been to Australia? Perchance? Or New Zealand? I might have asked you before.
I have a great story about singing the music, but I'm not sure I can tell it in 200 characters or less.
Okay. Can you do it emoji style so we can work out the story? That would be interesting.
Your whole entire hour is going to be filled up with Hamilton if they join.
Oh, you're welcome, Puppy the Cat. I love it when people ask about Melbourne and Australia. Oh, Jojo Rabbit, Puppy the Cat. That's something I'm going to write that down for you as well as a movie to see.
Doug, have not been yet. Nikki went before me and loved it. Australia, not New Zealand.
That's right. I think, yeah. I have asked you before.
Guys, you got to come on down. It's awesome. It's an interesting region, seeing Australia and New Zealand, and it's hard to believe that at one point both our lands were joined, and now they are separated. Although we still think we are the one country, but you know it is what it is. Guys. If anybody wants to pop up, I have put the link into the chat. Step up and join in the chat, and we can talk about happy things. Now, in terms of the group cruise, Heather, you got any info on that?
You will know when I know. Actually, Royal Caribbean has said now that beginning of November they will have dates out.
Beginning of November.
It's supposed to be this week, but yeah,
Okay.
now they're saying it will be like the first week in November. We should have dates.
Well, it could be looking promising because isn't Carnival now pushing to start cruising in December?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just leaves it up to us and our borders.
So there is a little cruise that goes on North Queensland that does the Barrier Reef, but that's
That's still local.
it's local, yeah.
Oh, Nick, hello. You're talking to me.
Yeah. So yes. So we'll
You put Jojo Rabbit. What is that?
That's for Puppy the Cat, actually, because she's been took up some ideas from our movie show, and that was just a suggestion for Puppy the Cat, Jojo Rabbit.
Okay, I've never heard of it. What is that, like Roger Rabbit?
No. It's it sounds pretty heavy, but it's about Hitler in a way. A young boy in his imagination. Yeah, it's a short film, and it won the Oscar for Best Short or Screenplay by Taika Waititi, who is the director of Thor.
J&N Travels is looking for a time check.
Well, J&N Travels has just got to go into the link, join us up on the screen, and then I'll give it to him in person.
Okay,
Good on you, Puppy. Excellent.
Puppy the Cat, just looked it up. Looks very interesting.
I think
just
will
up
enjoy
your
it.
alley.
I think you will like it.
Yep.
That was a more recent film.
Yes, it is. So,
She's looking it up.
Well, that's good.
yeah, good. That's what we like. We
So
like
she'll be
people
watching it later on
looking
and
things
see.
up.
Yep.
There's been talk that we will not be able to travel outside of the country for at least 12 months,
Really?
possibly.
Who are we going to blame for that one?
I don't know.
At least how long?
Sorry, what was that?
What'd you say? You're gonna be able to travel for what?
Possibly, well, certainly not into the States until early 2022 for us.
Jeez.
You know, there's a Debbie Downer that's saying that no cruises in the U.S. are going to go out for another 6 months. I forget who it was, but
I heard that one that was said about Carnival because of their legal issues.
right.
Mm.
That looks interesting.
Well, we'll see. It's because, from our point of view, it's because of your numbers, your mumbo numbers.
Come on, J&N, step
Yeah,
up.
we're a lot more than you guys
Yeah.
combined.
Yes.
Florida outranks them.
I know.
Yeah.
And yet they're in like complete lockdown, and we're completely open.
Yeah, we're
Yet you've got
wide
big
open.
rallies now. You've got your El Presidente doing huge rallies at the moment.
Yeah, they just had a debate yesterday.
Yes, I know. It's been all. Can you believe we actually every single channel yesterday here, our major channels, had the debate live?
Oh, really?
No,
Unbelievable.
they had it there.
Let's
Probably more than was over. Probably more than you
Oh,
had.
I got
Actually, all of
Every
our
station.
major channels, NBC, NBC, ABC, CBS, and ABC, and all the cable channels had it except Fox. They had football.
Well, there's
G'day,
priorities.
Doug.
You
Hey,
muted,
Doug.
Doug.
Hey, Doug.
You got us on mute.
There you go.
There
Can you
go.
hear me?
We can hear you.
Cool. Didn't want to have like the echo. So you want to hear my Hamilton story?
Yes.
Oh, God. Okay, let's go.
Okay. So I do business with. Oh wait, I hear the echo. Let me see if I can fix this. I got it. Oh. All right. Am I clear of the echo now?
Yeah, I don't hear it now.
Perfect.
Good. Okay. So one of my clients is the producer of Hamilton. I'm in the insurance business. Yeah. And so he's the producer of Hamilton. And so I went to dinner with my parents down in Florida, and my mom didn't know that I do business with them, what have you. And my mom's sitting there at dinner, and she's like, "Oh," she starts talking about Hamilton. All my friends say, you know, they want to go see the show. Some of them saw it. It's amazing, this, that, the other thing. So I'm like, I don't say anything to her at the beginning, but like, I'm like, okay, I'll call my client, I'll get tickets, and I'll take them to Hamilton. So I called him up. I said, I told him the story. I'm like, I'd like to take my mom to go see the show, and it's going to be their anniversary in August. So he's like, fine, take my tickets, take your parents, and go to the show for their anniversary, which was amazing. But that's not where the singing came in. So I make these plans, and I'm telling Nikki and I are telling my daughter, who's in the back of the car, who at that point was like, I don't know, she's like 15 years old. And as we tell her the story, she busts into song in the back seat of the car, singing the songs, every word. She's like, these are my jams. I love this music. And I had no idea she even knew what Hamilton was, but starts singing everything, start to front to back. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I can't call him again and say, can I get more tickets to take my daughter to go see Hamilton? So I happen to be like a couple months later, I'm in his office, I'm sharing the story with him, and he's like, take my tickets, go, and so for my daughter's 16th birthday, we brought her to Hamilton. She went to see the show. And then he said, after the show, just wait in the, wait in the audience, and we'll send somebody out. So the show ends, we're sitting there, somebody comes out, and they bring us backstage first. And then on the stage on Broadway to meet the cast. And my daughter's up there on the stage, taking selfies with the cast of Hamilton and this, that, the other thing.
So awesome.
It was amazing.
So booked out, and
It was an amazing experience. So yeah. So we're Hamilton super fans also, But
Doug, just to go back into the chat for a minute, if I may. We've got Casey and Sean. They're saying g'day, g'day.
G'day, g'day.
So we're just saying hi to them. Also,
I threw my Ricardo hat.
Do what?
Say again.
My Ricciardo hat.
Oh, Ricardo, good on you.
Good on you.
Good on you. Well done. So where's your shoey?
Yeah. I'm not equipped for doing a shoey right now. But yeah.
Dwight uses his flip-flop.
Yeah. So that is our.
That's a great story.
So Sean is saying, can he get some tickets as well? Sorry, Casey.
I get first dibs on tickets. Okay.
First dibs on tickets. Yes.
See, it's not what you know, it's who you know. There you go.
Sometimes it is.
Larry's saying, is it strange that I don't know what Hamilton really is? I heard
Larry, you're not missing out.
So I didn't know.
Yeah,
really
well, we didn't know either. I mean, I still want to know what was the original. What was the original
amendment?
No, not the amendment. Because the amendment is a change. So what was the original constitution that you had to have the First Amendment?
The original Constitution that they had the First Amendments. It's the one that's all handwritten is the original one that you always see printed on posters.
Yeah, but what's in it? Every time
99% of everything that we love about this country is in the original version. The amendments definitely made it better, but the core parts are all in the original version.
Okay, because every time I ask an American to explain to me what is in the original Constitution, everybody starts saying the First Amendment, then the Second. So I'm just wondering, what was the original thing that needed a fix?
That was amended to begin with to become the First Amendment.
They the first one left out like the amendments generally add rights to people, like things where it says, people can do this, but it didn't say who was a people. So like, the old white folks at the time would be like, well, only white males are the people, so the amendments would clarify who or what was a people, or you could only vote if you had property. And they were like, yeah, no, that's got to go. So we got to take that out, that kind of stuff. They fine-tuned the good idea through the amendment.
Doug, kudos to you because you have actually been brave enough to take Sean on with this question. I think he's been pulling a few legs with this question, but
who gets scared by that one?
I don't know. It's sort of like what?
Because it's him. Because it's him.
So, you happy now? You happy?
Always happy.
It's all clear as mud now.
Absolutely.
No.
I just got clarified by Puppy here. The original really set up the government. Well, that's a good start.
Yes. Yes.
Now, Larry is saying, I'm confused. Is Hamilton about the Constitution?
Hamilton's the person. It's about his story, his life.
Alexander Hamilton. That's what it's about.
Yeah, I think Larry wants to know who is Alexander
Go
Hamilton.
watch the movie. You'll know who it is.
You have to know history to know who Alexander Hamilton is.
Yeah, he's one of the original.
What, founding fathers?
He's definitely a founding father, but yeah, it's a great story. He should watch it. It is amazing how much color and how much story is in this founding father, who really, until this show became the hit that it is, was really kind of just passed over pretty much in history class. We didn't, other than him setting up the banking and being on the $10 bill or whatever, outside of that, you really didn't cover Hamilton. But his story is entertaining because it's about relationships and crazy stuff that went on in his life and fights with other members in the government and how and why, and it's a great story.
And the way that the producer put it all together, it blows my mind.
Hang on a second. JNN, I would rather give you a time check than let Heather sing this soundtrack.
I can totally do it.
And the time check is
We just don't have the time.
The time check is 13:39 Saturday afternoon.
1776.
No, that's the date.
Yes.
Excuse me, we are actually in the future, so be careful.
Yeah,
Hamilton. Oh my
We're
god.
a day ahead, so watch it there. We're
And-
not behind.
And Larry's saying, I did not know this. This is so you're learning a bit about history here, Larry.
I learned a lot from it, I have to say.
See what you learn on our channel. You get history, not only Australian but US as well, and anywhere. We'll even do Canadian history if you really want.
Oh, where's that?
The Canadian history.
I get in a lot of trouble.
Barriers.
I get in a lot of trouble on Canadian history because Nikki's Canadian, and I like to bug the in-laws that most of what they do are just cheap copies of our history here.
Well, it's just like how the Downunders do everything wrong and on the opposite way.
What, the colonials?
Hey,
What, the colonials?
Listen, let me honestly say, Australia was set up because we're a bunch of criminals.
Basically. A convict nation.
We're the convict nation.
And they sent their prisoners to paradise. So there you go. To England.
The only reason why the Poms themselves couldn't come down to Australia is because they're afraid of a few little snakes and spiders. Who gives a damn?
Yeah, a couple of haters from time to time. So now, where in Australia are you guys?
We're in
We're
a
in
tiny
Melbourne.
little village called Melbourne.
Melbourne. Okay, so the Grand Prix.
That's
yes,
it.
yes.
Yep. They were all there this year, ready to start, and then the
Yeah,
I
it
know,
was
right.
like- that was a real shock to the city because everything was prepared and this virus and will we on one way it cost them a screaming fortune because they actually shut down some major streets.
It was actually very controversial when it came to Melbourne from Adelaide. It used to be in Adelaide,
Yep.
and it moved to Melbourne, and Melburnians did not want it here.
Have you adjusted to it? Do you like having it now?
Yeah, we don't mind.
Yeah, we've got used to it. But
Albert
we had,
Park, right?
if you lived near, I used to live
Albert Park,
near in a suburb quite near Albert Park, and used to hear "Roar," like a big mosquito for an entire weekend, and then had the jet fighters, F-111s flying, doing a flyover. So that particular weekend was quite noisy, but yeah, it's one of those things.
Yeah, I used to race cars professionally, so I know about annoying the local folk with the cars. Yeah.
So John at JNN says I can't believe I have to come to an Australian channel to learn my American history. Well,
We
that
aim to
figures.
please. We aim to please. There you go.
Yeah.
Teach us some
so
of
what-
history.
So what did you race?
I raced in the United States professionally. I raced Formula 2000, which is the equivalent of like F3 internationally. Yeah. So we would race. We were like the opening act for Indy cars. Like, so if you watch an Indy car race at 1 o'clock live, we would have raced at like 12 o'clock before they went live at that point.
So why'd you quit?
I quit because I had really done everything that
He's
anybody
gone.
dreams of doing every little boy dreams of doing in a car, and I was a little too old to get a ride. Nobody was going to pay me to drive their Indy car at 35 years old or whatever it was. So it was time to focus on my business and life and other things other than traveling the country in trucks with race cars and that kind of stuff. But it was amazing. It was great. I had a great time. I won races, championships, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Just a quick one here, Sean and Casey. We are going through our second wave of Rona. What they're saying.
Yeah, along with many other places. And
Young Philip just read that the AFL says 1.5 meters is the length of 3 footballs.
right, so that's the distance we have to stay apart. So we have to carry 3 footballs with us.
Do we?
AFL is Australian Football League.
Oh,
Or as
And
I
it's
call
our
it,
big weekend this weekend.
as
Big
I
grand
call it,
final.
aerial ping pong.
Well, we've got it's the rugby finals, isn't it? The league.
The
as
league
well?
is always the
Tomorrow?
week after. But this year it's tomorrow, so Sunday.
We've got 2 grand final codes this weekend.
Yeah.
I like the rugby. The rugby guys always think they're all tough and they're tougher than American football players till that one guy decided he could play in U.S. football and joined, and he was like, yeah, this is a whole nother world of hurt. Like,
Yeah, but the thing with the NFL is you guys are all geared up with helmets and padding and all that sort of stuff, and so you guys go in much harder because you think this is going to protect you, and your injuries are just as bad, if not worse, than the rugby ones.
and they are giant. The NFL players are like giant.
The
it's
only
crazy.
thing I don't get, Doug, is how come an NFL game goes for like 300 hours?
Because they can sell lots of advertising. So if you can make it 300 hours and people stay, you make it 300 hours and people stay.
And also, there's hot dogs and beer to be sold.
Exactly.
There you go.
Got to be 300 hours.
Just very quickly, Puppy says, I think I may be a geek. I've printed copy of the Constitution 1787, Bill of Rights 1789, and Declaration of Independence 1776. They're all important to read. It should be taught more in schools.
I agree.
Yeah,
I tried. So only if you saw Hamilton will you really understand this. But I tried to read the Federalist Papers. It used to be the thing that I would bring on cruises with me and just try to, that was my reading material that I would read. But it is so hard to read. It is not entertaining. It is a lot of work. I tried.
Can I ask you a rude question? Are you an insomniac?
No, no. I'm a little bit of a vampire. I'm still up, yeah, but not an insomniac. I'll sleep in the afternoon instead.
So the question I'm asking is, the reason why I'm asking is, do you read the Constitution to put you to sleep?
Oh, it would work if it would
Maybe
absolutely.
that's what I need to do.
Yeah. If you want to have a good nap, forget the Constitution. Get the the Federalist Papers. That'll put you out in 2 seconds.
I do agree though with Puppy about teaching history more at schools, particularly our history as well. It goes for us as well.
Well, I don't sleep, so I'm thinking maybe I need to get a copy of them.
Heather says, so sad, but I just found out you can own a copy of them. Let's have a look.
Philip's talking about the padding.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Philip says it's like wearing a helmet when skydiving. Yeah.
All the padding.
I'll go with that one.
Oh, every light.
You mean a helmet's not going to save you from falling out of an airplane?
Well, you never know.
Sean
and Casey, I pull Sean Kane all the time.
Pull Sean's
chain. Yeah,
time.
stirring up.
Stirring, yep.
Well, I pull his cane when he's trying to walk.
I won't go down that path, Dwight. I had something in mind, and I thought it's not for this time frame. Sean and Casey are saying yes, it's a money game in the USA, and
it's huge.
It is. It's huge.
If you look at the Super Bowl in particular, my God, it's massive.
Puppy the Cat says civics is so important, but it has gone by the wayside. There are a lot of things that I would agree with you, Puppy the Cat, that have changed over time. A lot of what I would consider to be the background of most society, and that just falls by the wayside.
Well,
so, yep.
As a primary teacher, we teach in primary school, which is elementary to you, civics and citizenship, and we've gone right back to teaching our First Nation.
Citizenship?
Civics and citizenship, which is pretty much history, sort of what you would call social studies, which we don't use the term anymore. And we go right back to our Indigenous heritage now, as well as First Fleet when the convicts arrived.
So you have to tell your children that they're Australians?
Well, most of our kids nowadays are not for migrants, to be honest. We've got
a good.
It's very
a good 70% of the population here of first generation.
Yeah.
Australia is full of imports.
Really?
Yeah, very, very, very multicultural. Yep.
And I hear you go to college for free there, or
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Well, no. In my day, I managed to get through uni pretty much without paying anything. Just what they called a union fee for the student union, which was like $50. Nowadays, no, our students for uni collect a huge what they call a HEX fee, which is like a government loan, and you have to pay it back once you sort of get a job and become employed. But
it's like a tax. It's almost like a tax that comes out of your salary once you do it.
Yeah, but thousands of dollars. It's not free. We don't have free education for tertiary anymore. It's a shame. Even our government schools, it's supposed to be free, but now they have what's called a levy. Parents are kindly encouraged to pay the levy.
Hey, Doug, you and Nikki, what's your claim to fame in terms of travel, cruising or otherwise?
Well, it's kind of interesting. I'm trying to figure out, and I'm open to suggestions for everybody because that's one of my my issues on our channel. So we love travel as a concept. We love travel. We got married 12 years ago now, and I was more the cruiser of the family, and she's more like the land adventure kind of travel person. And so we've done tons of cruising, but we've also done tons of, things that you have to do on land, like, kind of adventures. Like we just got back from India places like Machu Picchu and those kind of things where you can't do as a cruise. So we really do both. And then when COVID started, we
Mambo number 19.
yeah, we spent 3 months in the house, and we were like, okay, we can't sit still like this anymore. And we went out and we bought an RV, and so now we have the RV, and we're in the New York area, so we go wherever COVID is like the lowest, or where we can safely go and travel and do our own things and be kind of distant from people. And so we've been, traveling all over the Northeast of the United States pretty much all summer, adventuring around in the RV and continuing to travel, but be safe and smart about it. Like literally today, we just got back we spent the last week in Delaware. We waited to go to Delaware because it's off season now, so the beaches aren't crowded and that kind of stuff. So we were one of the last remaining RV folk and people going to the beaches in Delaware. But it was perfect because it was like we had the place to ourselves. So we were there last week. So now if you look at our channel, we have lots of RV content as we ride around checking out the world and that kind of stuff. We're still. I just started putting up our videos from India because when the whole COVID thing collapsed, there was no interest in, travel videos. So I was like, we have these epic videos from this amazing adventure we went on in India, and I'm putting up the videos and like nobody's watching them. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to put these videos and waste this story when everybody's, reasonably more concerned about their health and stuff that's going on than travel. So we just started putting the stuff up, but sometime, I ran into somebody at the beach who knew our channel, and they were like, we were looking at it and we're just like we were trying to figure it out, because, and that was important to me because we're somehow not getting our message through clear enough. We basically love travel. We do more luxury travel. That was like our thing in terms of YouTube and ourselves. I'm fortunate enough that we can do luxury travel and stuff. And when we started researching trips, we'd go on, and India is a good example. We'd say we want to go to India, we want to go to the Taj Mahal, we want to go, or whatever, or go on a safari, and there'd be 500 videos of a 20-something couple, the girls in a thong, and they're adventuring around in waterfalls, and they're in, staying at hostels and cruising around, India. That was the story that you would see on YouTube all the time. And we were like, well, that's really not our story. And we could, we're still going to go jump off the waterfall and see the elephants and that kind of stuff. But we want to stay at the Four Seasons, or we want to take a business class flight, or, and nobody, obviously it's not the same market as the 20-something in the thong at the beach. There's a billion more people who they reach. But we thought we had a really important, story to tell as adults and successful people traveling and enjoying the same stuff, but in a different way. So that's really our niche. We go all over the world. We do, more luxury kind of travel kind of stuff, but we still do all the crazy adventure stuff.
That's so cool.
Can I ask you, Doug, I'm really fascinated with India. Can you sum up, if you've got a sentence about India, what would you say?
India was amazing. It was nicer than what its reputation is. So like I said, if you go on YouTube and you start researching India, people, they're going to be a zillion videos about scammers and people who got ripped off. There are going to be a zillion videos about single female travelers and feeling uncomfortable and terrible things happening and that kind of stuff. And it's noisy and crowded and smells terrible and, this kind of stuff. But when you go, it is definitely noisy and crowded and smells kind of terrible in certain places. The pollution is horrendous there in the metropolitan areas, but when you get out of the cities, it's very nice. The people were charming and amazing and really nice. You know, sometimes I have to filter our stuff in terms of how we see things because we're New Yorkers. I've lived in New York 50 years. I have to say that. So you know, whether we're in Egypt or whether we're in India, you know, I'm 6'2", walking around the streets, and I've been walking around the streets in New York all my life. I have an awareness of what's going on around me that isn't the same as somebody from Iowa who's on their first trip to India, and they have, you know, in the big city, and they don't have that situational awareness that I see things way before they're going to happen in a way. So our comfort level in these places is a little different than what I would say most people are. But we work very hard to find really good guides, and we research things, we do things, try to do things smart, you know, and know what to expect before we get there, and how to react to situations. So it was much, other than wanting to see the Taj Mahal, there wasn't much about India that I was really looking to go see and experience. And I have to say, it was an amazing country. It was beautiful. The wildlife that we saw was unbelievable. The people were wonderful. The other sights and stuff that you see are spectacular, and it definitely exceeded my expectations, I would say, you know.
So the Taj Mahal lived up to your expectations?
Taj Mahal is amazing. Taj Mahal is beautiful and huge and amazing. You know, we've now done 6 of the 7 wonders of the world, whatever so we got one left to do. We need to get to Brazil. Yeah.
Sorry, we're
Traveling with
saying
Nick was
Yeah.
Just wanted
No,
to say
that's totally cool. That's totally cool. And so we started doing live chats. We're on Sunday at 1 p.m. Sundays at 1 p.m. we do our live stream.
New York.
your Eastern time, is that right?
Sunday,
Yeah, Eastern time. Yes, New York time.
2, 3,
Yeah.
4 p.m.
4 p.m. or a.m.?
A.m. Sorry. Yep.
Unfortunately, it's 4 a.m. for us, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a crazy time for you. Yeah. So that's what we do. And yes, so India was amazing. Definitely exceeded our expectations. You know, which is, you know, sometimes we've gotten some of the most trouble we've gotten into with the YouTube universe is when we've like kind of told stories counter to what's out on YouTube. And it's not as interesting for us to say, wow, India is nicer than everybody says, but there have definitely been places where we've gone and it wasn't as nice as everybody on YouTube said. And then we get there and we're like, yeah, this is nowhere. This, you know, you can come here, but don't come for a long time because it just wasn't a great destination. And then we get all kinds of crap for saying that. But I think we.
Uh-oh.
I think he froze.
There he is.
Wow.
We have to be honest. That's the. Yeah, if we don't share that, then we're not meeting our own personal goals in terms of being helpful to people.
One quick thing I just wanted to say to you is please do not be offended if I just call you the replay person.
That's fine.
Because the only way I'll be able to watch your shows is on the replay.
You know, it's a big world. No matter what time you pick to do the live stream, it's a stupid time for somebody else.
Exactly.
So yeah.
So Puppy the Cat's asking you, do you learn basics of other languages of the places you go to?
I learn the survival things, you know, like where's the bathroom and like, you know.
That's my first phrase.
All the important ones.
Always my first phrase.
Yeah, all those basic things. But honestly, we're not quite up to Star Trek level of universal translator, but it is unbelievable how well you can do with like Google Translate. You know, if you really get in a jam and you need to say something more sophisticated than where's the bathroom, but again, we cheat a little bit because we do, we were able to have, we always have a guide wherever we are. And our guides are always English speaking and educated because I like to learn about things when I'm traveling. So we work hard to find, good guides who can share knowledge as that's the whole point for me, in addition to looking at pretty things, is to learn something about societies and people and stuff. So I'm able to not know as much as I really should in terms of the languages where we go, but I'm terrible at language. I'm terrible. It's just not one of my fortes. So I try to learn the basic survival stuff. I try to learn to say hello and thank you and all the polite things that you want to do, because you want to represent yourself well and respect the people you're visiting and that kind of stuff. But I'm not good at conversation in foreign languages. It's just not my thing.
So the next time you guys come on board, I would like it to be Doug and Nikki, not just Doug.
Yeah. Well, so like I said, we just got off. We got out of the RV like an hour and a half ago. We drove 6 hours home, and Nikki is upstairs on the couch. And I told her, I said, I think I'm going to click in and chat a little bit. Do you want to come down? She's like, yeah, I'm not doing my makeup and the hair and all that kind of. She's like, I'm exhausted.
Who needs makeup? I don't wear any.
I don't either.
I do my hair.
Like, yeah, she's like, you got to fix your hair. I'm like, I'm just putting that on. But yeah.
Hey, a couple of questions here. One from Plum Travelers. Are the guides pricey?
Are the guides pricey? I guess really depends where you are and what your perspective is. Whatever they cost, they're worth their weight in gold, because it's amazing what they do, what they teach you, where you get to go that you might not have normally gone. But it depends a lot upon the country you go to. Like we went to Egypt for like 2 weeks, and Egypt, the US dollar is so strong in Egypt that it's like everything's like free. It's like amazing in Egypt, We'd be in we'd go and we'd Uber around the city for like the evening, and we'd get back and we'd look at the credit card statement, and it was like $2.43. So the guide in Egypt was not expensive, but if you go to a more, country that's more important, sometimes the guides are relatively expensive, but it is worthwhile to have them. Because they're amazing.
So do you organise them before you go, or are they on recommendation from other people? How do you find your guides?
Nikki is the travel guide, and she researches the heck out of everything. I mean, she's like on the boards and interviewing people and, calling them at 2:00 in the morning. So it's like a decent time there and talking to them. I mean, she really invests herself in finding the guides. She spends a lot of time. She spends a lot of time finding the guides. She spends a lot of time finding, we like to do things which most travelers don't do. So like when we were in Egypt, we went to one in Aswan is, in southern Egypt, and we went to a village there, and she had arranged for us to meet the village elder. He took us for a tour around the village, and then we went back to his house, and we had a meal with him and his family in his house, and it's like an amazing experience to be sitting with the village elder in Egypt, having a conversation over dinner that they cooked for us, which you don't normally kind of do, and we because we want to meet the people and see the things and experience the countries, and we don't have the time to do like the immersive, like we're going to spend 2 months backpacking around Egypt, so we find the best way to get to know Egypt and know Egyptians while we're there.
Mm-hmm.
So Doug, if anybody's interested, what's the name of your channel?
It's Doug and Nikki. It's
Real complicated,
I
right?
already found it connected.
YouTube's like, oh, thank you. Yeah. So I mean, we do it. We really have adventured the world. I think we're at 43 countries, but we've spent. She keeps track. I think we're at 121 days at sea on cruises. You know, we love cruising also. We do both worlds. We got our feet actually in like 3 worlds now that we can't really travel. We're RVing around, which we have loved. It has exceeded our expectations by a ton. It is really a very enjoyable thing to do. But yeah, so we're cruising, we're RVing, and we're adventuring around.
So what's your first cruise?
What?
What was your first cruise?
First cruise? Well, you would have to be like familiar with the U.S. to really know what my first cruise. Because my first cruise is where they have these cheap, crappy cruises that go out of Florida to the Bahamas and back. And like when we were in college, my friends and I did that, you know, and we had a hoot on that. But I wouldn't really call that a real cruise. Well, I'll start the clock on real cruises on this is one of those things. So Nikki's Canadian, and 12 years ago we were planning our wedding, and we got to do a honeymoon, and she's like, oh, well, I want to go to Europe for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something like that. I'm like, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I own a business. I can't go somewhere for 2 weeks. She's like, everybody goes away for 2 weeks. I'm like, honey, this is the United States. We work. We don't just take off for 2 weeks at a time. So, you know, and
You'd
so
be shocked if you came to live in Australia.
well, so she won the argument. And I reorganized a lot of what I do business-wise so that I would have the flexibility to go for the 2 weeks. But then I won the argument because she really, before me, would be like adventuring around with bags on the ceiling of the taxi and I'm like, I don't want to do that for this thing. Let's go on a cruise and we could do the Mediterranean. And, you know, I'm like, here's the idea. We're going to take the luggage. We're going to unpack in this cruise ship. We're going to like be in Rome for the day, go back to the ship, go to sleep, have a steak, have a beer, and wake up in the morning. And we're going to be in Greece. And we're going to get off the ship and we're going to see Greece for a day. And then you're going to go back and you're going to have another steak and another beer. And you're going to wake up the next morning without any moving, without any packing, without any of that stuff. And we're going to be in Turkey, you know? And so that was our first, we did a celebrity cruise. We did it was a Mediterranean cruise and it was amazing. And we had a phenomenal experience. So thankfully it was a good choice of a first cruise and it kind of sold her on the concept of cruising. So yeah, that was really our first, we'll call that our first real cruise together.
Just very quickly back in the chat, if you're a creator, hashtag create. If you're a supporter, hashtag supporter. In the chat, if you're both, hashtag both. And we'll be happy to see who else is out there as a creator and so forth. Yeah. So, Doug, it's been exciting having you just pop on there, and I'm glad you did just pop on.
Lovely to actually see you and meet you.
Yes, thank you, and you know, the Hamilton story was the impetus, but I'm glad we got to share a little bit about our craziness and our crazy YouTube channel and that kind of stuff.
Hamilton bringing people together.
See that?
There you go.
There you go. But thank you very much for inviting me.
John from JNN puts out there, hashtag creator. Larry from Plum Travelers is a creator. Us and More is a hashtag creator supporter and partner channel. Sean and KC are content creators.
Naima
is a supporter. And hi, Naima. We didn't say hello to you earlier on because you snuck in there.
Sean and Casey are asking for Hamilton tickets.
Still looking for tickets. They're
desperate for Hamilton tickets.
You know,
come
the
to
tickets
Australia.
are like,
it's coming to Australia. It's in Sydney next year.
I know because I was on the phone with their office last week. I'm like, so what are you guys doing lately? As because they have a lot of things always cooking. I'm like, what are you guys doing? He's like, oh, we're working on the Sydney the
Yes.
Australia show now. You know, but they're all over the world. They're amazing shows. If you have an
Doug,
opportunity to go,
hint.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Hint.
come on down.
Hey.
Cindy Spike is saying hashtag creator supporter.
Yes.
Just as a aside for that, the group cruise is due to happen sometime June, July of 2022. We're still waiting for the big words to drop as to exactly when the group is. The partner channels are Us and More, Midlife Crazy, Sailing Away with TNK, and of course us, the Downunder Cruisers. So we're all hosting that together. Doug and Nikki, we'd love you to come on the cruise with us when it happens.
that sounds like so much fun.
And anyone else who wants to join us, please, love to have you.
TA is Cindy from Cindy Spikers, from Spikers Crazy.
Oh, there you go.
So we would honestly love as many people to join us as soon as we have the dates. And we're waiting on Royal Caribbean, I said correctly, Royal Caribbean to come on down and bring on the info about exactly when their dates are for that time frame. But we're looking at June or July, which is our off season. It's our winter, your summer. So
It'd be nice for us, won't it?
and it'll be the first time we're coming to the US.
Do you have a destination kind of in mind, or where you
Around the Caribbean? So St. Martin's is one of the places that one of us wants to go to.
Oh, you could go to the beach with the planes. I love that.
Oh, I've been watching that on the Just Planes channel. Yeah, we're happy to go anywhere, but we just can't wait to meet everybody. And so,
Yeah, it's so cool. It's such a great idea.
amazing.
Yeah.
Puppy, thank you. Puppy said that she's enjoyed this live immensely. Thank you so much. That's great.
That is
So
great.
have we.
Well, we were even more surprised. It's actually turned out really good.
I'll stop.
I mean, all we had was us and
We had
more.
no
Come
plans today, to be honest. We had our basket of busy goodies with us.
See how it is.
So we'll go and tuck into our Tim Tams now.
on. Oh no!
No, we
Please.
won't. We'll just smell
Please.
them.
Oh, no! Even the smell puts on kilos.
No, I know.
Oh my god!
No. Okay. We won't. It's 2:15. We've overstayed our welcome a little bit, so
It's 11:13 here.
Yeah. So we're going to say thank you to Doug from Doug
thank
and
you
Nikki.
so much, Doug. Thanks.
Thank you.
Um,
I see
we're-
it, Doug.
that Us and More mob, so we'll say thank you to them as well. And the rest of you have an awesome week.
Have a great week.
Remembering that our time schedule will change for our live because of the Americans coming out of daylight saving, and we want to keep within the live
Time slot. The
live-
same time
the live
slot.
place time slot. So we're saying goodbye, good night, and we will see you within their time slot. So, the first of November is when they lose their daylight saving. So we will go to 2 o'clock
2
then.
p.m. Aussie time.
So it's goodbye from her,
Nice to see you all. And goodbye from him.
and
Have a fabulous week.
have a good week.
Bye now.